Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie, and today it's time for another Plant of the Week video. And today we're going to talk about Rudbeckia. Now, there are a lot of different types of Rudbeckia. I didn't even research how many types and varieties, but there are annual Rudbeckia and there's perennial Rudbeckia. So I'm going to show you the ones that I have on my property, show you a few pictures of ones that I've seen at the nursery that I work at, and then we're going to talk about how to take care of them. Now, I live in Utah, zone 6/7, and we have very cold winters and short summers that are really hot and dry. And those seem to be the perfect conditions for Rudbeckia. So let me show you what they look like and talk about how to take care of them. So this is my front yard, and I try to have the front yard be as water efficient as possible. And it has really grown in heavily. And I used to have Rudbeckia in several different places, but now we're getting too much shade in some areas and they've been crowded out. Let me show you a couple of areas where they are located now. So this is the north side of my property, but it also faces west, so it does get quite a bit of good sunshine. As you can see, the coneflowers are doing beautifully here. And then tucked way in the back, just barely starting to bloom, we have some Blackeyed Susans, which are a type of Rudbeckia. Let me go show you the one that's open. So this one right here is what they look like when they're open. I absolutely love Blackeyed Susans. We've got a bunch of other blossoms that are getting ready to open. And Blackeyed Susans and coneflowers seem to go together beautifully. They have the same requirements. Although I have found that Rudbeckia are a little more drought tolerant than the coneflowers, but they can tolerate a little bit more water also. So this is an area on the south side of my property. It has really grown in heavily and I absolutely love it. It is gorgeous. This is one area right through here that I used to have Blackeyed Susans. Matter of fact, they bloomed last year, but I see no sign of them this year. There's a few leaves in the back. Oh, actually, there's one little guy right there. They have been getting crowded out and shaded out by all the plants that are around them. And I figure this is probably going to be the last year that I see them in here. I will likely, probably in the fall, try to see if I can find a place to move them. One area that might work is this area that faces west, and it's a little more open. Everything I've tried to grow here does not grow very well, so we're going to see if we can get the Blackeyed Susans to grow in here, because I think it would be absolutely gorgeous. Now this is the area up at the top of my property where I have my garden beds, which are behind me. Got a lot of sun, but I think it's just absolutely gorgeous up here. And we have my compost bins. Now because we have compost bins here, I actually find that a lot of different things tend to reseed themselves. And one of the things that have reseeded themselves are my Blackeyed Susans. Now Blackeyed Susans do propagate themselves a couple of different ways. Like coneflower, they'll spread a lot of seeds. So if you're not careful, you're going to find yourself with a huge patch of Blackeyed Susans if you don't deadhead them. Another way they'll propagate that is unlike coneflower is they will spread out from the roots a little bit. I've had areas completely taken over by Blackeyed Susans when they are in their best conditions. These right up here, I do thin out quite a bit just to make sure that they don't take over. Now this is a Rudbeckia that I have that is not a Blackeyed Susan. It's a little bit more of a tender perennial. They tend to only last a couple of years, but they are absolutely gorgeous. Now I don't know exactly what type this is. This is seed that I got from a friend from plants that were in his front yard. And the seed does not have a high germination rate. I think I planted 4 6-packs and got 2 plants. But these either came back from the root or they reseeded themselves. So what I am allowing these to do is I don't deadhead them. I just let them drop their seed over the fall and see if anything will come back over the winter. And this is the 3rd year that I've had them. But look at the color on those. Now, last year I had 2 different colors, and I'll show you the picture of those. And they were absolutely gorgeous. And this seems to be a little bit different. Now, as I said, there's many different types of Rudbeckia. Some are perennial, some are tender perennials, and some are annuals. So before you buy one at the store and assume that it's going to be a perennial and come back year after year, you may need to read the tag or talk to the nursery owner or do some research online just to make sure you're getting exactly what you want, because there are some absolutely gorgeous ones. Now, caring for Blackeyed Susans does not take a lot of work. They are very drought tolerant. They can get by with maybe water once a week in my area. I do have a sandier topsoil that was brought into my property with heavy clay and rock underneath. and mine only need to be watered about once a week. Matter of fact, I've never seen my Blackeyed Susans wilt, unlike my coneflowers that will wilt heavily if they're not watered twice a week. They also don't need a lot of fertility. I don't put any fertilizer in the holes when I plant my Rudbeckias. Now, the annual Rudbeckias might do a little bit better if you do fertilize those. Those will probably have a little bit higher water needs and a little bit higher fertilizer needs. And they need full sun and room to spread, especially if you're going to do the Blackeyed Susans. Now, there's one other flower that I wanted to show you that is a cross. It's a hybrid between the Rudbeckia and the coneflower, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's called an Echebeckia. Now, I bought one of them. It was a splurge buy because it was a larger plant, but let me show you what that one looks like. So this was a little bit larger plant, and it's been needing water every day because the roots were root bound. It was in a 2-gallon pot. It's not the best thing to try and plant in the middle of the summer, but it's doing pretty much okay. But look at these flowers. They're double, and they're a gorgeous color. This one is called Glow Sugar Shake, I think. I'll put the name on the screen. So Echebeckia Glow Sugar Shake. There's several different types of Echebeckia. They have a leaf that is kind of a cross between the Rudbeckia and the Echinacea. It's fuzzy like the Rudbeckia. And the flowers are just a little bit different than both. Now, from what I've read, this is the first time I'm growing these, so this is an experiment. So these will bloom for a couple of months from what I've heard, from midsummer to late fall. And they are supposedly very hardy, down to zone 6, and they'll come back year after year. So they are a hardy perennial. According to what I read online, they do need a little bit more water, kind of like the coneflowers, and they do need a higher fertility. But I think it's going to be worth it because they're absolutely gorgeous. Now, the one thing about coneflowers and Rudbeckias is their bloom time is a little shorter than you would think. My Rudbeckias bloom for about a month, as do my coneflowers. I'm a landscape designer and have had several clients who just want to basically landscape with the coneflowers and the Blackeyed Susans. But if you do that, understand you're not going to have flowers for the entire year. You're going to have flowers for a good part of late summer into early fall, but you're not going to have that spring and early summer and late fall color. So you will need to combine those with other plants to fill in around them. But they are absolutely gorgeous when it's their season to bloom, and I love them. So I would love to hear what kind of Rudbeckias are your favorite and how you grow them in your area. So hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If it has been helpful, I hope you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and go have a wonderful garden adventure.